got, if you remove 2 or 3 this year, like
That's
that
not
big
his
one up
friend.
front,
Look at me.
maybe this and another Bishopia, and be done with it, and there's your money. And let the trees go because they're not that bad. All these oaks and these Bishopias can go another year without pruning. They're thin. You're not cutting the top anyway, so they're already thinned out. So, you know, to take a tree out like this, you'd be looking about $1,500. Take a tree and the stump out for a tree like this. But that's the biggest tree you have. Right. Okay. The pine gum down there would probably be about $1,200 to take the tree
This
and
one
the
has,
stump out.
I mean, it's still not huge, but this one's got a little bit more space than most.
Right, but couldn't you imagine those pigeon plums here, one there, eventually take that one, another one, or some Japanese blueberry, but this tree should go. To spend...
This is what we have in the backyard too, right?
Correct, correct. But see, when I look at trees that cause the most hazardous to least hazardous, if this tree falls over or lands on, it's going to crush your cars. If the tree in the field falls
That
over,
branch that fell off my
it's
foot.
in the field. It's in the field, exactly.
Like that, the one in front of my unit, the very
That's got to
first one.
go. You
Yeah.
got to get rid of
Yeah.
that tree. And it's just how you,
What I
if you
thought.
spend what you've been spending over the last 10 years, if you spend it right over the next 10 years, all these trees are going to be gone. You're going to have all new trees in, and you're going to reduce your pruning cost to somewhere around $1,200 a year when everything's done. Right now you're spending a lot more than that, and you got hazards. I mean, if I trim these trees here, I couldn't sleep at night because I know what's going to happen if we have a storm. These things are going to be over everybody's car. You've done nothing to take the weight off the ends of the branches, and that's what you need to do.
Well, that's what happened at one branch in the very
It's
first.
too heavy on the end?
The kids, it must have weighed
That's it.
1,000 pounds. It broke, and
The one that fell in front of you?
those kids have
unfortunately-
been playing out there, and they used to they
Did you
do their
hear it?
races back and forth. Thank God they were not.
Thank
it
God
was
it was
at
a
night.
small one.
It was.
Good thing the whole tree didn't
It
split.
was huge for it.
Well, I see it. It was only about that big, about
Oh, I
8
see.
inches
You
in
can-
diameter.
I
I
see.
saw it on the
That's
tree.
big to us.
That's a small limb.
I see.
I mean, imagine if this whole limb
Oh,
falls
yeah,
on the
yeah,
top.
yeah.
You know, and you know, so what I'm trying to do is to cut this tree back and then let it grow 10 more feet next year, and for it to still be here is ludicrous. Get rid of this one and that one this year. Put some new trees in. Let everything else go.
Oh,
Next
really?
year, February,
You do
come
another
in,
couple
take
trees.
2 more out, put 4 more back in, trim a couple, go another year. Because all these trees can wait. Okay?
They all can wait.
Yeah,
All
all
the
these
others
trees
can
that have
wait.
been
The only
thin,
issue
look
that-
here, there's no thinning here. That tree
The
can
only
go
issue
3
I was
years.
saying with the thinning that we do have is the ones by
They're
the
thinned
buildings.
already, but they're not reduced. See, for me to come in and take these little suckers off is doing nothing to preserve.
Right, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about the other trees
But let's
where
go look at them. Look,
the branches are growing across the roof.
Well, what you could do is just cut it back from the roof. Right. You could just cut it back from the roof for now.
Yeah.
Just get it back from the roof.
Right.
Don't trim the whole tree back. That
Right,
way
right,
it
right.
stops
I'm not
again.
saying it has to be the whole tree, but
You know?
at
But
least
they clog the
at least
drains, the leaves when they
preventing
get on the roof.
the leaves getting on the roof.
This community is not too big, and you don't have so many trees. You probably have 15 trees that you need to remove.
We really
Put
should
about
plant another.
35
That
back.
tree there
you
did
know?
fall, I think maybe in
Right, but you
hurricane
want to
or
put,
something.
you know, a nice grouping of palms there, or you don't want to put another oak or something that's going to get used. You know, that's too small of an area. So,
How big do this thing go?
that's Christmas palm. Those are wonderful. That's perfect. That's something that would go good in the islands like that. A couple of those.
So how big
You know?
will that get?
Now that'll get 15 foot, but it never requires trimming. All you're going to do is the frond's going to fall off. You're not going to have to pay a guy every year to trim it.
this.
Makes sense, really.
You know, all these trees you have to pay to have trimmed. Okay? And everywhere you have codominant
Well, we have
stems,
paid.
everywhere you have codominant stems, these fail. That's included bark. Trees split. You know, that's what they do. And look at all your trees, they're all codominant. So these are sparse enough and thin enough where I wouldn't worry about it. If it were me, I would take a couple trees out a year, permit for it, do the right thing.
Trim the trees, trim the branches away from
Yeah,
the
just
roof.
But you
Run away
guys,
from the
but
buildings
also
to
look
get
at
the
here,
leaves
like
off.
look
But
at,
over there, when
You know?
their trees are going on the people's cars over here, we can trim those branches, right?
Yeah.
but you guys also
Yeah.
look at here how this tree is impeding on the sidewalk, and sooner or later the association's gonna have to address that because it's starting to lift sideways.
Well,
see, the
we've had roots grow into the plumbing in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
many
this is a
times.
black olive,
Yeah.
so this would be something I would do probably 3 or 4 years
I've
from
had
now.
it. I've
Maybe
had-
even 5
I've had
years.
roots in my
Let's
drain.
get the Bishophias out of here. Get the Bishophias out of here.
Is that what I have?
But I guess
Well,
I
you have
guess
the pond gams and the Bishop. You got a pond gam
Uh-huh.
up there. That should go, and this big Bishophia should go. Because there's no way why spend the money to cut it? It's going to cost half what it costs to
Yeah.
remove, to cut the whole canopy out of it. And next year, you're going to have the same size tree. These things grow 8-10 feet a year. So, you know, the Bashophia, the oaks, you can get 3 to 5 years out of when you prune them. And the black olives, you can get usually 3 years out of them if you prune them right.
So you're suggesting.
Black
remove
olive.
the tree
I would remove
and
permanent.
just prune the apple.
Cut the
olive?
stuff off the building, anything that's like the little button when it's dropping on people's car, do that because it doesn't cost anything,
Uh-huh.
and then put some new trees in. And start working toward it. Next year, we're going to take 2 more out, trim a few more. And then just keep doing that till we change the whole appearance of the community by putting in richer stuff,
Yeah,
nicer material, better structure material.
And on top of that, like I'm saying, like this may not be an immediate repair, but in tune and addressing this, you won't have to address the sidewalks. You won't
Right,
have to
it's not
address
gonna
the
crack.
driveways
10
as
years from now,
quickly.
this is all going to be
So it's kind of good
Every-
money, not just
Oh,
paying a
yeah.
monthly
Everywhere you
fee
have these
or an annual
Bashophia-
fee.
Well, that's my sidewalk
10
had to be
years from now,
repaired
that
because
tree
it was
is this
starting
big.
to crack.
Now you
and-
put that
and come
tree
up.
there,
Yep, yeah.
you're
So
gonna
you,
have
so
roots
you
all into
identified the
the
problem and fixed the
asphalt.
That's
sidewalk, but you
right.
didn't
Cutting it out,
fix the
and
tree
then
problem.
That's
see
right.
it all the
That's
time,
right.
You know,
Because no one said the city would let us remove
no,
them.
the city will let you do it.
As long as you replace them.
They'll be
No,
ecstatic.
we always
Okay.
knew we
They'll
could
be
do
happy,
it. It
okay.
just,
got a
we always knew
permit
we had
for
to
it.
have replaced, and I think sometimes it might even be replacing more than one.
No,
Depending
not-
on the size,
A
no?
community this size can only have X amount of hardwoods. And that's why you want to get the city involved, because you want to let the city know you're not looking for a quick fix, and that you want to redesign the whole community based on today's codes and standards.
Okay.
So they will guide you.
So you
there,
actually get the city
okay?
involved.
No, when you
Absolutely.
remove them, you remove the whole stump and everything.
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 Then we put new trees in that belong there. They'll be approved by the city. They'll be on this list. And the city then won't hammer you. And then they're not going to say, okay, well, you got to replace 30 caliper inches, because they see what you're doing.
They're gonna need
So-
to get to that dumpster where your truck is parked.
Oh, okay.
Can you move over
yes.
to?
By the way, is this